Welcome in the F-150 campaign tour down here in Sykeston. Look who I found. He was hitchhiking on the side of the road. Senator Jason Bean, thank you for the time.
Thank you for being here, Scott.
And we're here the day after your brother Barry's birthday party.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's, after his 70th birthday party, we're still recovering. He hadn't woken up. He hadn't got up yet.
And we're here on Cameron's birthday, which she stood us up for lunch.
Yeah.
We even had, Casey, do you have the cake? We had a whole cake for Cameron and everything, and she blew us off.
We stopped at Heckley's Bakery in Perryville.
Yeah.
We had a special stop for, they look delicious.
Cameron's with her popular cool friends, not us today. Senator, you've been heavily involved in the Republican efforts to hold the supermajority and maybe even grow it. It seems like it comes down to 3 seats. Tell me, Joe Nicola up in Independence. The world's been trending to Republicans there.
It has.
Do you think he cashed his ticket?
I think it's still going to be tough. It's had to wait and see. It's probably a toss-up right now. Yeah. Amendment 3 is just really hurting Republicans right now.
Now you tell me, the folks down here are Republicans now, but they ain't been for that long.
No.
And I just think there's a lot of folks down here in this part of the state. I mean, Amendment 3 will lose here, but it won't lose by the numbers you would suspect. I think that's because a lot of Republicans, I do think Amendment 3 passes, but I'm not sure outside of the St. Louis media market that it's a thing where they go vote for Amendment 3 and then vote against all the Republicans for it. Just don't know that that's the case.
Well, but I think it will bring people out to vote. It'll bring Democrats, the old Democrats, to come out and vote. And when you talk about this area being Democrat, let's remember back in 2003, a guy ran for state rep in the 163rd district, won that race, barely won that seat. First Republican to ever have that seat since statehood.
Did you happen to be kidding to him by chance?
I think so.
That might be that Ott Bean. Might have another Ott Bean.
Absolutely.
In the state legislature.
At 14 years old, trust me, he knows a lot about politics and has a better head on his shoulders than.
I'll remember till I'm an old man getting to watch that Mizzou Florida game down on the field with him at the end of last year. That was one of the best football games I ever saw in my life.
By the way, real quick, just so you know, he is starting his basketball career just shortly at Faughn. So,
well, as tall as he is, he ought to be.
Well, he's 14, almost as tall as me. So,
and you're not short. So, what do you think of those 3? You happy if you win 2?
Well, absolutely. I think it'll be very well. We want 3, but I think I think David Gregory's turning definitely turning in the right direction at the right time. The Nicola race is I think it's a margin of error race right now. Nolte's still going to be a tough race up there.
Yep. Look, I think the funny thing is it's a tough race. I was up there. If I had to guess, Maggie wins it, but I also think there is nobody that could have made that even a race. If you pulled Joe Nicola across the finish line, it's going to be with money from your caucus that did it. That money there's a lot of Democrat money that had to be spent north in the Northland that wasn't spent in Independence that allowed you maybe to come in and flip that seat. I think Jerry Nolte, even if he loses, is a key part. If you walk out with 2 of those 3 wins, Jerry Nolte might not be one of the guys that won it, but I think he deserves a game ball.
Oh, absolutely. And a great guy. My gosh, I've met with him several times.
Yep.
Talk about a great guy. Loves Kansas City, loves the area. So, let's hope we do 3 for 3.
You've been making the state. I tend to think Nicole Galloway got 40%, 40.5, something like that. I think Crystal Quaid does better than Nicole, but I don't know that. Is it a 10-point race, you think, by the end of the day? I don't know if it is.
I don't think so. I'm not saying a 10-point race.
I'm thinking 12, 13.
I was going 14.
I like your optimism. There you go.
Absolutely.
I feel that. It is interesting, Mike Keel's relationship with the Boot Hill. It's real. He's come and done the work and personally been here. And let's be honest, ain't no straight road to get to the Boot Hill from Jefferson City.
Absolutely not. And, remember, who's one of his very best friends?
I think I've heard of this guy. It rhymes with schmooze. Is it Cruz? Is that Cruz fella?
Is
that Charlie Cruz guy? Yeah.
And what a great pair. I mean, they actually came down. And,
similar kind of guys, really.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Did Joe really raise $200,000 in Dexter? Like really?
Actually, no. It was about $220.
that's every person in Dexter giving you $500 almost. That to me is when you cannot raise that kind of money without a broad broach. And it was so interesting. I'd see people coming. There'd be 300 people show up. And Mike Kehoe, for all of his strengths is not some Joel Osteen-like speaker, right? It's because folks just respect him and they want to come out and support him. He is a special guy.
Well, and you hear me say this a lot. A lot of people can talk the talk, and I mean, he's a car salesman, so he can talk. But
Yeah, there's no doubt.
can they?
He got Claudia to marry him. I mean, that's a sales job in itself.
That's actually probably his biggest accomplishment.
No question.
Talking her into that, but. You know, can people really walk the walk? And I give this as an example. He came down to my farm here a couple years ago, and he wanted to learn how to run a baler picker. And when I say I mean, those things are kind of complicated. He got in there and he wanted to do it. I mean, he wasn't like, here, I'll make ride and show me. I mean, he gets in and does it. I mean, he is successful at it. And I know those are little things, but that tells me a lot about people. Yeah. And he came down here about 2 or 3 weeks ago, hopped in there and said, get out, I'm driving. So I did.
Picked it back up. Well, Senator, I sure appreciate the time. Thank you for the visit. Appreciate your brother Barry and the Missouri Farm Bureau letting us come to a place like Sykeston, have that outstanding cheeseburger we had for lunch. You picked the lunch spot. You did great. Representative Parker, we're all disappointed you blew off your own birthday party with us. We hope you're having a good birthday, and we'll see the rest of y'all out there on the trail.
Well, we're coming to your city.